Hello, am I audible to you? Hello, 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 hello. Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3 testing. Hello. Testing 1 2 3 1 2 3. Hi, how do you do? Hi, how do you do? Hello. 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 Adi. Hello. Adi. हेलो आदि
हाँ पापा
आवाज ज्यादा आ रही है कम आ रही है?
सही आ रही है।
कम करो ना, ठीक है।
बिल्कुल ठीक है।
ओके। हेलो ईशान, हाउ आर यू?
Good morning, sir.
गुड मॉर्निंग बेटा, हाउ आर यू?
Sir, I'm good. How are you?
फाइन बेटा, ऑल वेल। तो चलिए, अभी एक रह गया है। इतने आपको कुछ पूछना, यू कैन जस्ट आस्क एनीथिंग यू वांट टू नो और यू वांट टू क्लियरिफाई फ्रॉम मी। ईशान, एनी क्वेश्चन so far what I taught you?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Yeah, Palash is also there. Hi Palash, good morning. Palash, are you there? Welcome Palash.
Good morning, sir.
Morning. Just waiting for you. Let's start the topic. Any question, beta? What I taught you so far? If in case if any question, you can ask me. Okay, let's start. Now today we start with the concept of mole concept. That is the mole concept is a number. Number का मतलब है संख्या है एक ये. Mole concept simply given by Avogadro, and it is also known as the Avogadro number. Basically, it is the count, गिनती, है ना? So it is a count. So Avogadro number and the mole concept, it should be clear to all of you. आपको इसके बारे में अगर कुछ पता है तो बताइए. Any one of you want to share what mole concept mean and what the Avogadro number is? Okay, let me start then. Peter, Avogadro or the mole concept. Now look, uh, mole concept simply means it is a number, it's a count. चलिए इसको अभी बताता हूं मैं आपको एक सेकेंड. Now, look, Peter, it is a count. If I say 1 dozen, then it means 12. 1 gross, it means 144. Okay. So if I say, uh, let us say 100. 100 is a number. So if I say, what is the mass of 100 apples? If each apple is weighing about 200 gram. So what is the mass of the apple? 200 into 1000 means 20,000 gram, or that is equal to 20 kg. So you can say that 100 apples, 100 apples weighing approximately 200 grams will make a total mass of 20,000 grams, and that is equal to 220 kg. Okay. Now this is what the 100 apples means. If I take 100 grapes, each grape is weighing around 10 gram. So what is the mass of 100 grapes? That is 1000 gram or 1 kg. If I take 100 what? Coconut. Each coconut may weigh about 500 gram. So 50,000 gram is equal to 50 kg. Now, what special you're seeing here? That the 100. 100 is common everywhere. 100 is common. Whether you take 100 apple, whether you take 100 grapes, whether you take 100 coconut, the count is the same. But the mass is different. Look, here it is 20, here it is 1, here it is 50. So that totally depends on the size of the thing which we are counting. Okay. So in the same way, atom is a very small substance, or what the atom is. Anybody want to explain what the atom is? What do you mean by atom? Palash? Would like to say anything? Ishan? Any comment about atom? Okay. Aditya?
It is the smallest unit of any of any of any substance which may or may not have an independent existence or may not take part in a chemical reaction.
It is too much to say so many things about atom. I'll give the simplest definition of atom. Okay, I want to say what exactly the atom is. चलिए थोड़ा सा बात अब एटम के बारे में कर लेते हैं. शुरुआत में मैंने बोला हम आपको धीरे चलेंगे क्योंकि बातों में से बात निकलती हैं. एंड until you are clear about the things, आगे पढ़ाने में मजा नहीं आएगा बेटा. So atom is the elementary particle, or not elementary particle, is the smallest particle of any element which represent the characteristic and property of that element. Okay. Now atom is made up of basically 3 elementary particles. Elementary particle means the smallest particle which cannot be broken further. क्लासिकल फिजिक्स में चलता था थोड़ा शुरू में, मॉडर्न फिजिक्स में भी ये आया, बट बाद में इनके अंदर भी बहुत सारे पार्टिकल्स आ गए. बट इनिशियली अप टू योर लेवल, I'll say there are three elementary particles. They are electrons, protons, and neutrons. बेटे ये सब में एक जैसे होते हैं, ठीक है. They all are same in all the elements. You know the element hydrogen, you know the element helium, you know the element lithium, you know the element sodium, you know the carbon, oxygen, and nitrogen. They're the different elements. So देखा किसी ने भी नहीं है बेटा एटम को आज तक. एक बात मैं कुछ क्लियर करूंगा कि जो मॉडर्न फिजिक्स है हमारी, हमने देखी नहीं है. सिर्फ हमारी ऑब्जर्वेशंस हैं जिनके बेस पे हम लोग इसको डिफाइन करते हैं. हमारी कुछ ऑब्जर्वेशन से एक्सपेरिमेंटली हमने प्रूव किया और हमने पूरी एक मॉडर्न फिजिक्स बना रखी है. देखा कुछ नहीं है, किसी ने आज तक एटम को नहीं देखा, किसी ने इलेक्ट्रॉन को नहीं देखा, किसी ने प्रोटॉन को नहीं देखा, किसी ने न्यूट्रॉन को नहीं देखा. सिर्फ एक हाइपोथेसिस है कि ऐसा होता होगा, और जो एजम्पशंस हमने माने हैं उनके ऊपर टोटल फिजिक्स बेस है. मॉडर्न फिजिक्स बिना देखे बिना जाने बस एक्सपेरिमेंटली हमने उनको ऑब्जर्व किया, एक्सपेरिमेंटली हमने जो assumptions माने उनके बारे में, they are true. On the basis of that, we are practicing all our physics, chemistry, and everything. Okay, and experimentally we proved that what we thought and what we predicted about these elements or these theories is perfectly correct. Okay, nobody has seen it. So many theories will come. You'll ask, you sir ने तो बोला इलेक्ट्रॉन ब्लू कलर का होता है. नो कलर. Color is only given to you or shown to you to differentiate between electron, proton, and neutrons. It is our convenience. We want to make you see how they are working. Nobody has seen them. They are so small. Okay, not even the microscope can see them. They are so small. Okay. Now, what the assumption we made, that it is made up of three type of elementary particles: electron, proton, and neutron. Okay. Electrons are negatively charged, protons are positively charged, neutrons have no charge. Again, this is an assumption. Nobody has seen it, but what we thought is correct so far. Tomorrow, if you find something different and your theory is good, your theory will be accepted. Okay, so that may be called Ishan's law or the Palash law or the Aditya law, because you have propagated that law and you proved it physically or experimentally, then your theory will be accepted as a new theory. Okay. So physics is flexible, the science is flexible. If you come out with the new concepts, new ideas, and those ideas are experimentally proved, then your theory is accepted. So this is what happens in the physics or chemistry or whatsoever the science is there. Okay. Now, according to it, the basic three elementary particles are electron, proton, and neutron. And they assume that in an atom, there is a nucleus. Nucleus contains proton and neutron, and electron circulates, rotates around the nucleus. Okay. So plus charge is there inside the nucleus, minus charge rotates around the nucleus, and they are known as electron. Okay. So one more thing is there. जितना प्लस चार्ज एटम में होगा उतना ही माइनस होगा, तो नेट चार्ज क्या हो जाएगा एटम के ऊपर? जीरो. So net charge on the atom is zero because the charge of electron is equal to charge of proton, and they both are opposite in nature. Electrons are assumed to carry negative charge, protons are assumed to carry positive charge. Okay, beta. Now, how we differentiate hydrogen, helium, lithium, sodium, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, and 108 elements known to us in the periodic table. Okay. Now in hydrogen, okay, one more thing is there. The mass of electron is approximately 1836 times the mass of proton or neutron. So the mass of electron is negligible as compared to the mass of proton and mass of neutron. So when we consider the mass of atom, we normally don't take the mass of electron because they're so small and they're so light that their mass makes no difference on the total mass of the atom. It's just like a button on your shirt. If you measure your weight or the mass on the weighing scale, then you don't consider the mass of your button, even if it is there or it is not there. You won't say, I am feeling a little bit a button lighter than my earlier mass. So button mass, just like it's a very small mass, the button of your shirt. Okay. So the electron mass is not considered while considering the total mass of the atom. Okay. Now, what the different element means. Now, the distribution, these are the elementary particles, proton, neutron, and electron. In hydrogen, they find only one proton and one electron. In helium, there are two protons, two neutron, and two electron. In lithium, there are three protons, four neutrons, plus three electrons. Because electron and protons, they always are same. Here, two proton, two electron, three proton, three electron. But the number of neutron may vary. They may change. Okay, sodium 11 protons, 12 neutron plus 11 electron because the electron protons must be equal. Now in the carbon, it is 6 proton, 6 neutron plus 6 electron. In oxygen, 8 proton, 8 neutron plus 8 electron. In nitrogen, 7 proton, 7 neutron plus 7 electron. Now you see the elementary particles are the same, but the combination of them is different. If you see, there is only one proton in hydrogen, there is no neutron. There is no neutron found in hydrogen. So hydrogen is the atom which contains only one proton. And the number of protons is called atomic number. Okay? It is the atomic number because the number of protons is the atomic number. And the number of proton plus neutron here, this is the atomic mass. Got it? It is known as the atomic mass. So बेटा कहने का मतलब क्या है कि ये different elements किसी ने नहीं देखे. What they observed? They observed helium is 4 times more massive than hydrogen. If they fill a container which contains 1 gram of hydrogen, if it is replaced by helium and they weigh it again, then they found the mass to be 4 gram. It means the helium is 4 gram more massier than hydrogen gas. Got it? So this is how they compare. They compare the helium is 4 times more massive than hydrogen. Lithium is 7 times more massive than hydrogen. It means it contains 3 protons and 4 neutrons. Okay, sodium is 23 times more massive than if you fill a sodium gas in a container at the normal temperature pressure, and the same place was earlier filled with the help of hydrogen. So the mass of hydrogen and the mass of sodium vapors will be 23 times. So you can say that the atomic mass of hydro or the sodium vapor is 23 times. It means the mass of sodium is 23 times the mass of hydrogen. ओके तो अब इसमें होता क्या है बेटा कि हमें कार्बन नहीं पता क्या है. If we find anything 12 times more heavier than hydrogen, we say it is carbon. So this is how you define the different elements कि भाई ये हमारा कार्बन है, ये हाइड्रोजन है, ये ऑक्सीजन है. If you go for oxygen, the mass is 16 times the mass of hydrogen. So we categorize this particular gas as oxygen because we know the atomic mass of oxygen is 16. Okay, so this is how the discovery of different element took place. इसमें कोई दिक्कत हो तो बेटा बताओ मुझे कि हमें कैसे पता है कि हाइड्रोजन है, हीलियम है, क्या है. ये आपके इसके बारे में कोई दिक्कत अभी हो, अब तक मैंने जो समझाया उसमें हो तो मुझसे आप पूछ सकते हैं प्लीज, एनीथिंग। हेलो, एनी क्वेश्चन बेटा? अप टू द साइज ऑफ एटम एंड द मास ऑफ एटम। एटम्स किनको कहते हैं, क्या होता है? कोई दिक्कत हो तो बताइए बेटा। चलिए आगे चलते हैं, नो इश्यू। नो, अब अभी आपने देखा हाइड्रोजन 1 प्रोटॉन, हीलियम 2 प्रोटॉन और प्योर न्यूट्रॉन। द मास इज 4, mass is 1, and let us say carbon 6 proton 6 neutron, the mass is 12. And if you take uranium 92 u 235, so 92 protons 143 neutrons will make 235 mass. Now look beta, the atoms have different mass, they have a different mass. So what it predicts, जितनी जगह में हाइड्रोजन 1 ग्राम आएगा उतनी जगह में हीलियम 4 ग्राम आएगा, उतनी जगह में कार्बन के वेपर्स 12 ग्राम आएंगे, उतनी जगह में यूरेनियम के वेपर्स 235 ग्राम्स आएंगे, बिकॉज द साइज ऑफ एटम इज बिगर, द मास इज मोर. ओके, नाउ इफ आई टेक 100 atoms of, let us take 100 atoms of into 100 into 100 into 100. So the mass, जैसे मैंने भी आपको पीछे लिया था, एप्पल, ग्रेप्स एंड कोकोनट, सो दे हैव अ डिफरेंट मास. किसी का 20 kg आया था, किसी का 10 kg आया था, किसी का 5 kg, किसी का 50 kg. That totally depends on the size of the fruit we have taken. In the same way, it is the size of the atom which differs, the mass of atom which differs. So it is very small, not even seen by your naked eye. So this 100 is replaced by a different number, that is 6.023 into 10 to the power 23. So this is a number. It is not 100. It is a very large number. And this number is given by Avogadro. And this is called mole. So 1 mole means this much number of particles. It may be hydrogen, it may be helium, it may be carbon, it may be uranium, it may be anything. So it is a count. बेटा ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, तो समझ लो आधी फिजिक्स और आधी केमिस्ट्री हो जाएगी. इसमें क्या है बेटा, कि संख्या है, जैसे 100 था ना, 100 की जगह 6.023 10 की पावर 23. अब साहब ये क्या बवाल है, इसको देख लीजिए, 6.023 into 10 की पावर 23. So it means 6.023 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23. यहां तक जीरो लग गई है मेरे डेसिमल इंटू 10 10 की पावर 23 है ना, तो इसका मतलब 23 जीरो उसके बाद काउंट करनी है और इस डेसिमल को यहां से हटा देना है. तो बजाय 100 पार्टिकल्स होने के इतने पार्टिकल्स अगर या एटम या मॉलिक्यूल्स किसी भी सब्सटेंस के ले लूं तो वो उसका 1 मोल कहलाएगा. यहां पे 100 था, जैसे डजन को हम 12 कहते हैं ना, डजन, तो 1 डजन मीन्स 12. इन द सेम वे 1 मोल मीन्स 6.023 10 की पावर 23 atoms, molecule or pieces. So this is called 1 mole. So 1 mole is an Avogadro number. It has nothing to do with the unit or nothing to do with the anything. It is simply 100, 12, 144. जैसे हम लिखते हैं ना 1 dozen means 12, 1 gross means 144. In the same way, if I say 1 mole, it means this much number of particles. Okay, so it is a simple number which you are counting. 100, 200, 300. So Avogadro ने number दिया. Avogadro, he gave this number. He gave this number और उसने बोला, इसलिए इसको Avogadro number भी कहते हैं, इसलिए इसको मोल भी कहते हैं. So mole is counting. It is a counting of this much number of atoms, molecule or anything. अब उन्होंने इसके साथ में क्या चीज जोड़ दी? उन्होंने एक बहुत सीधा सा फंडा जोड़ा कि साहब कि what is 1 mole of hydrogen? So if you take 1 gram of hydrogen, because the atomic number of hydrogen or atomic mass of hydrogen is 1. If you take it in gram, so in 1 gram of hydrogen, this much number of particles it contains of hydrogen or atoms of hydrogen it contains. If I say what is 1 mole of carbon, so it is very simple. What is the atomic mass of carbon? 12. So they said 12 gram of carbon contains this much number of atoms of carbon. So 12 gram is the gram atomic weight of carbon, which is equal to 1 mole. Got it? तो 1 मोल का मतलब क्या हुआ बेटा? अच्छा, अब उन्होंने क्या कहा कि अगर कोई गैस स्टैंडर्ड टेम्परेचर प्रेशर पे वर्क करती है, if any gas is there at STP, standard temperature pressure, and that gas is filled in a container of 22.4 liter, जो आपकी बाल्टी होती है ना नहाने की, that is approximately 20 liters. So a little bit bigger than that, 2 liters bigger than that. If you take a 22.4 liter bucket and if you fill with it at standard temperature pressure gas, if you fill with, let's say, hydrogen, so hydrogen gas at STP will make 1 mole of substance in that volume. इसको दोबारा समझ लो. इसका मतलब यह है बेटा, जस्ट अ सेकेंड, सॉरी, दोबारा देख लीजिए. अच्छा, let us say this is a container. Okay, if this container is filled with hydrogen, this is the hydrogen gas. चलिए अब हाइड्रोजन गैस निकाल लीजिए. इसका वॉल्यूम जो है बेटा, दैट इज 22.4 liter. It means if you fill it with the help of water, you can fill 22.4 liters of water in this container. That simply means this. समझे ना? The volume of this container is 22.4 liter. It means if you fill it with the help of water, only 22.4 liter water is required to fill up this vessel. Empty this vessel, fill it with the help of hydrogen. Although hydrogen is not available in the nascent state, it is very reactive. So whenever you find hydrogen, it is H2. So two atoms of hydrogen, H plus H, it means 1 plus 1, the atomic mass is 2 gram or the molecular mass is 2 gram. What is the molecular mass of H2? That is 2 gram. So if you take H2 molecules and you fill it inside this container, then the H2 molecules will come in the amount of 2 grams in this container. Got it? And their count is 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 numbers. So you can say that एक gas filled at STP in a container of 22.4 liter volume must have this much number of particles of that gas. So it is a count. जैसे मैं कहता हूँ 1 डजन होने चाहिए इसमें, इसमें मैं कहता हूँ 100 होने चाहिए, इसमें मैं कहता हूँ 200 होने चाहिए. अब यहाँ पर क्या है बेटा कि अगर मैं कहता हूँ कि एक मैंने 22.4 लीटर का कंटेनर ले लिया और उसमें गैस को भर दिया एक नॉर्मल टेम्परेचर स्टैंडर्ड टेम्परेचर प्रेशर पे, तो पता चला कि इसके अंदर इतने नंबर ऑफ मॉलिक्यूल्स उस गैस के होंगे. गॉट इट? बिकॉज H2 इज द गैस अवेलेबल. H नेसेंट गैस होती है, तुरंत रिएक्ट करके H2 बनती है. So you won't find H gas, you always find H2. Just like oxygen. It is very hard to find oxygen, nascent oxygen. But O2 molecule is always stable and you can find it everywhere. Oxygen, O2. Got it? So if you take oxygen gas, so what is the mass of oxygen? 16. And what is the mass of O2? 32. If you take 32 grams of, or you can say, if you fill it completely with the oxygen molecules, let's say O2, then it weighs 32 grams because it contains 1 mole of oxygen gas, and oxygen is 16 times heavier than hydrogen. Okay, now if you take O2 gas, it contains 2 atoms of 16. It means oxygen 16. 2 into 16 means 32. So it contains 32 grams of oxygen gas. Got it? So 1 mole means if you take oxygen gas, the 1 mole is 32 grams. If you take carbon dioxide, the 1 mole is carbon is 12, oxygen O2 is 32, it is 44 grams. Got it? If you take 44 grams, 44 grams of carbon dioxide, that makes 1 mole of carbon dioxide. So it is called the gram atomic or the molecular weight of that atom or the molecule, and that is equal to the 1 mole of that substance. बोलो बेटा इसमें कोई दिक्कत हो तो आप मुझसे पूछ सकते हैं, प्लीज. एनीथिंग यू वांट टू नो? पलाश समझ आ रहा है बेटा?
Yes, sir.
So and Ishan, is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
So what 1 mole is? It is a number. तो बेटा घबराना नहीं जब भी मोल की बात आती है, बिकॉज ऑल द केमिस्ट्री, ऑल द फिजिक्स, आई से अभी मैं एग्जांपल दे रहा हूं आपको कैसे आता है. एग्जाम में आएगा, प्रिपेयर ए सॉल्यूशन ऑफ 1 मोल ऑफ HCl in 1 liter of water. Now what you have to do? HCl, hydrogen is 1, chlorine is 35. Chlorine 35.5 ले लीजिए या 35 ले लीजिए. So it is 36.5 grams of pure HCl is taken and dissolve this much amount in 1 liter of water. So the solution becomes 1 molality. कितना आसान हो गया. मैं कहता हूँ 1 मोल का सॉल्यूशन बना दीजिए 1 लीटर पानी में, तो आप क्या करोगे? सीधा उठा के 36.5 ग्राम HCl उठा के किसमें खोल दिया? 1 लीटर पानी में, बन गया मेरा 1 मोल का सॉल्यूशन. कितना आसान है. And if you count the number of HCl molecules in this much amount of HCl solution, you will find it is 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 molecules of HCl is there. You got it? तो ये कुछ नहीं है बेटा, एक नंबर है, गिना किसी ने नहीं, ना कोई गिनने का ना कुछ करने का, बस आपको याद करना है कि what is 1 mole? It is 6.023 in 10 to the power 23 number of atom or molecule of that substance. And किसी का भी ग्राम एटॉमिक वेट या मास कह लीजिए किसी भी चीज का 1 मोल रखता होगा. अब मैं आपसे कहता हूं एक दूसरा, NaCl का 2 मोल का सॉल्यूशन बना लीजिए, 2 मोलैलिटी का बना लीजिए. नाउ what it comes? Na is 23, chlorine is 35, so take 58 grams or 58.5, let's say, because chlorine weighs 35.5, or you can take 35, it is up to you. You take it 35. ठीक है बेटा? If you take it 35, then it is 58 gram. 58 gram makes 1 mole, and you have to take 2 mole. So multiply it by 2. It is 6,116 gram. So you have to dissolve 116 gram of salt in 1 liter of water. Then you say a solution of 2 mole of water is, or the NaCl is ready, 2 molality. So it is so simple. So whenever they ask you mole, so mole is a number. It is nothing to do with any of the physics or chemistry or anything. एक सिर्फ नंबर है, जैसे हम कहते हैं ना, एक दर्जन केले दे दो, एक दर्जन केले देते ही दुकान वाला 12 केले निकाल के दे देगा आपको. गिव मी 1 डजन ऑफ एप्पल, 12 एप्पल्स दे दिए. गिव मी 1 ग्रॉस ऑफ फ्लावर, 144 flowers they he picked and give it to you. So it is a count. So say, suppose I say, give me 1 mole of hydrogen, then you have to count this much number of atoms of hydrogen, but it is impossible to count this much number. So what we do, we take 1 gram of hydrogen and give it. We'll say you count it. तुम गिनती कर लो कितने हैं भाई. मेरी तरफ से तो ये इतने ही है, because 1 gram of hydrogen is equal to 1 mole of hydrogen, because the gram atomic weight of hydrogen is 1 mole of that substance. Suppose we say, I say carbon dioxide, give me this much, I say CO2. Give me this much number, 6.023 into 10 to the 3 power. I want this much, or give me this much number of carbon dioxide molecules. You say, okay, give me 44 grams, and you ask me, please count it yourself. Because you know that, as per the assumptions, this must contain this much number of molecules of carbon dioxide. So it is very simple. It is simply a count like your dozen, your kilogram, your quintal, or in a kilogram it is 1,000 grams. In a quintal it is 100 kilogram. So rather than saying it again and again, what exactly, or counting it up to 100, or you will say, give me 144, you say, well, give me 1 gross of paper. So you need 144 sheets of paper. I'll say, give me a dozen of apple or a dozen of eggs. He's going to give you 12. In the same way, if I say, give me 1 mole of any substance, it means I am asking this much number of molecules or atom of that substance. Is it very clear? Okay, let's move ahead. Mole. A mole is a substance, or a mole of particle is defined exactly as 6.02214076 into 10 to the power 23 particle, which may be atom, molecule, ion, or electrons. It may be anything. So 1 mole means it is a simple count which is equal to 6.02214076 in 10 to the power 23 particles. But rather than saying this much, we simply say 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 particles. Or you can say 6.022 into 10 to the power 23 particles. In some book it is written 6.022. In some book it is written 6.023. It doesn't make any difference. So just memorize whatever is comfortable to you. It is up to you. Okay. Now, the nature of particles should be specified in any measurement of the amount of substance. Plus 1 mole of oxygen O2 is about 32 grams. Whereas 1 mole of atom of oxygen, simple oxygen, is about 16 grams, which I explained to you earlier. Now the mole concept is over from my side. You want to know anything, beta? You can ask. I'm giving you time to ask any question, beta.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Sir, in that HCl question, you wrote that prepare a solution of HCl in 1 liter of water now.
Yeah.
If it is 3 liter, the solution remains same. I wanted to ask that, like, if instead of 1 liter, it would have been 3 liter, it would be the same answer.
But whenever they ask you for the molality, they simply ask you for 1 liter. Suppose they ask you you dissolve it in 3 liter. Okay, I'll explain you. So it is usually you just measure it for 1 liter. Suppose they ask
Okay.
you dissolve this much in 3 liter, then 36 divided by 3, it means 12 gram per liter is the amount you are dissolving, or you can say it is the molality of 0.3 liter, or molality 0.3, because you're dissolving. If you dissolve 36 ग्राम, अब देखो बेटा सीधी सी बात है, आप शिकंजी बनाते हैं घर में, then you dissolve sugar in water. Okay, if you dissolve 4 spoons of sugar in a glass of water, if you dissolve 4 spoons of sugar in a glass of water, and you mix 3 more glasses of water, then the sweetness of the water goes away because the things get diluted. Okay, now simply the thing is that they simply ask you a question, make a solution of 1 mole of HCl in 1 liter of water. Usually they ask, and specifically if they ask you that it is dissolved in 3 liters of water, then per liter it is 1/3 what you're dissolving in 1 liter of water. Got it? समझ में
Yes,
आया
sir.
बेटे? तो
Hmm.
जैसे अब मैं एक बात कहता हूं कि 1 लीटर पानी में 3 चम्मच चीनी डाल दो, अब मैं कहता हूं उसमें 2 लीटर पानी और बढ़ा दो, तो पर लीटर शुगर कितनी रह गई? 1 चम्मच. गॉट इट? तो बेटा एक सिंपल सा फंडा है कि whenever you talk about a liter, and the molality simply means, what the molality is, the amount of HCl dissolved in a liter of water or the solvent. Got it? समझ आया बेटा?
Yes, sir. Got it.
है ना? Any other doubt बेटा? देखो बेटा कई बार होता क्या है, घर में सब्जी में नमक ज्यादा हो जाए तो माँ क्या करती है, पानी बढ़ा देती है. माँ उसके अंदर थोड़ी कच्ची सब्जी और मिला देगी. सो व्हाई दे डू सो? टू मेक, देखो दो चीज होती है, एक तो होता है सॉल्यूट, एक होता है सॉल्वेंट. दिस इज शुगर, दिस इज वाटर. गॉट इट? ज्यादा मीठा हो गया आप इसको बढ़ा दोगे, कम मीठा रह गया तो आप शुगर को बढ़ा दोगे. अनदर वे इज दैट आप इसको उबाल कर, पानी को और चीनी के सॉल्यूशन को उबाल कर पानी को इवेपोरेट कर दोगे, तो उससे क्या होगा, कंसंट्रेशन शुगर की बढ़ जाएगी. पानी, हमने शुगर नहीं बढ़ाई, हमने उसी सॉल्यूशन को मीठा करने का तरीका क्या था. देयर आर टू वेज. एक ग्लास है ये, इसमें आपने शिकंजी बनानी है, वाटर इज द सॉल्वेंट एंड शुगर इज द सॉल्यूट. तो अगर मैं शुगर को मिला के घोला, अगर शुगर ज्यादा हो गई तो उसे कम करने के लिए क्या करेंगे, पानी बढ़ाएंगे. और अगर शुगर कम रह गई, कम मीठा रह गया, तो या तो आप शुगर बढ़ाएंगे या इसका पानी कम करेंगे. पानी कम कैसे करेंगे, इसको इवेपोरेट करेंगे, गर्म करेंगे. तो जो पानी इवेपोरेट हो जाएगा बेटा, वो इसको छोड़ के चला गया, तो कंसंट्रेशन शुगर की बढ़ जाएगी सॉल्वेंट के अंदर. ठीक है? सो दिस इज हाउ द थिंग्स गेट बैलेंस्ड. Okay, so but the concept of the mole is very clear कि भाई it is a count, it is a simple count. Let's say I give you another example, H2SO4. What is hydrogen? 1 into 2. What is sulfur? 32. What is oxygen? 16 into 4. So it is 2 plus 32 plus 64. That is equal to 98 grams. So if you want to make 1 mole solution of sulfuric acid, then you must have to take 98 gram of pure sulfuric acid and dissolve it in 1 liter of water. You say the molality of this solution is 1 liter or 1 mole of sulfuric acid. कई बार लैब में लिखा देखा होगा आपने बॉटल्स के ऊपर H2SO4 1 mole, H2SO4 2 mole. So it means if it is 2 mole, its concentration is more. So it is 196 gram of sulfuric acid being added to 1 liter of water. Got it? समझ आ रहा है बेटा? Any doubt? Okay, let's start. Now, beta. So I'll move to the next topic. Candela. Candela is a unit to measure the luminescence. Luminescence का मतलब brightness. Okay, brightness. कोई चीज जमीन पे गिर जाए रात को, what you do? आप एक मोबाइल फोन है, मोबाइल फोन में लाइट होती है, then what normally we do? If you're walking, then you want to see only uh, what do you call? कोई गड्ढा तो नहीं है, ऊंचा नीचा तो नहीं है, सड़क टूटी हुई तो नहीं है. But if anything drops on the surface, just like a coin or something, so you have to bring your mobile phone down to the toward the earth or toward the passage, so that the brightness of the light increases and you can see the things very clearly. Okay, so it is the brightness of any light which is measured in candela. Candela is again the word comes from candle. Okay, now look, this is the spectrum shown to you. It is a spectrum of white light. When the white light passes through what you call a prism, it gets reflected or it gets splitted up into 7 different colors. These colors represent or corresponds to a particular wavelength of light. Okay, or you can say the frequency of the light, because the wavelength may change but the frequency do not change in any of the medium. Okay, now look, the first color is infrared, where my pointer is now. Look, this is infrared and this is moving toward red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet and ultraviolet. Now look beta, 7500 एंगस्ट्रॉम से नीचे और 38 उससे ऊपर, या कह दीजिए 8000 एंगस्ट्रॉम से ऊपर और 4000 एंगस्ट्रॉम से नीचे हमारी विजिबल स्पेक्ट्रम से बाहर चला जाता है. We cannot see anything above and below this wavelength. So this is the vision, or this is what you call, just a second, I write it down. Our visible wavelength is 4000 angstroms to 8000 angstrom. What 1 angstrom means? That is 10 to the power minus 10. It means it is, you can say 10 lakh times smaller than 1 millimeter. In 1 millimeter distance, you make 10 lakh divisions. That is equal to 1 angstrom. So it is 4000 angstroms. So just imagine the size of the wavelength which we see with the help of our eyes. Above and this wavelength, our eyes are not receptive. They don't receive the light. Or they receive the light, but they do not sense that light which is above and below this wavelength. Okay? Bigger is the wavelength, lesser is the scattering. Again, very amazing. Smaller is the wavelength, bigger is the scattering. अब बात आती है बेटा कि ये बाद में मैं आपको पढ़ाऊंगा with the optics chapter come, why the sky is blue in the daytime and why the sunset and the sunrise are red, the sky is red at that time. Now, one more thing which I want to make it clear, you start heating a iron rod. So these are the color you observe on the iron rod once you start heating it. शुरू में क्या लगता है आपको, वो डार्क रेड कलर का है. जैसे जैसे टेम्परेचर बढ़ेगा उसका कलर चेंज होना शुरू हो जाएगा उस रॉड का. तो पहले वो डार्क रेड से लाइट रेड की तरफ आएगा, फिर ऑरेंज की तरफ आएगा, फिर येलो की तरफ आएगा, फिर ग्रीन की तरफ आएगा, फिर ब्लू हो जाएगा. So as the temperature increases, have you ever seen the oxyacetylene torch? गैस वेल्डिंग वालों को देखा है कभी आप लोगों ने? दे यूज ए गैस वेल्डिंग टॉर्च. द टेम्परेचर at the tip is about 3500 degrees centigrade. So the temperature is very high and the color of the flame is blue. So when the color of the flame is blue, it means it is extremely hot. And when the color of the flame is red, it means it is not that hot as the blue color is. So whenever you see a blue color light, it means the temperature of that body is much more than the temperature of red color body. Don't go for the bulbs. Bulbs have a different phenomena. They have a filter. They don't go up to they produce color from the same you can say the same temperature because the filter is different. But when you see a light, a torch means flame. When the flame is of red color, the temperature is less. As it moves toward the violet color, it becomes more uh, tempered or the more heated one. एक क्वेश्चन ये आता है बेटा, जब हम दिया जलाते हैं घर में, when we lit a candle, which part of the flame is at the highest temperature? Any one of you? I'll show you. Mhm. Look beta, this is a flame. Let's say देखो बेटा, फ्लेम कुछ इस तरीके से दिखाई देती है. अंदर यहाँ पे कलर डिफरेंट होगा, ऊपर कलर डिफरेंट होगा, यहाँ पे सबसे कम कलर होगा. तो विच पार्ट ऑफ द फ्लेम इज मोस्ट टेम्परेचर और मोस्ट हॉट? एनी वन ऑफ यू?
Sir, the blue one at the top.
At the top here?
Yes, sir, because here there is the most combustion and here complete oxygen is being combusted.
Yes. Look, at this place, what is happening when you are just burning a candle? So first of all, the wax converted to liquid, the solid converted to liquid. It rises in the what you wick. Wick का मतलब बत्ती जो होती है बीच में. It rises in the wick. There it get evaporated into gas, and that gas start burning. So here at the top, the complete burning took place. The flame is almost invisible, but it is the most heated part of this flame. It's, it is the most heated part of this whole flame. So the maximum temperature you find it here. Got it? Just a minute. तो बेटा होता क्या है? So it indicates the temperature. बाकी देखो बेटा, मैंने नीचे आपको दिखाया, there is a candle. It is emitting light. Now what exactly happens? The rays get separated from each other. They start moving in the outward direction. So if these are the 100 rays, let us say देखो बेटा, यहां पर आप देख रहे हैं लाइट निकल रही है. यहां पर आपकी 100 के करीब रेज है. ये एरिया छोटा है और ये सारी रेज इसके अंदर से पास हो गई. कभी झाड़ू देखी आपने? झाड़ू की सीखें पीछे से एक जगह होती है और आगे से फैली हुई होती है. So the number of stick or the number of rays, they are more close when you're near to the light source, and it gets separated from each other when the distance increases. So you see the number of light rays which are falling in this area is the same which is falling in this much large area. When the area increases, the number of same rays will produce less luminescence. वो कम चमक पैदा करेंगी. इसलिए जैसे जैसे हम दूर जाते हैं लाइट से, उसकी चमक कम होती चली जाती है, because the number of rays which are reaching to a particular area becomes less. Although they are coming out with the same number, but as you increase the size of the ball or size of the surface area, the light gets scattered. They get more separated. So the number of rays which are reaching to a particular area when we move away from the source of light, the number of rays get decreased. Okay, so this is what happens. Why the luminous intensity of light get decreased when we move away from the source of light? Because it gets separated from each other. Because yesterday I told you the angle is the same, but the separation between the two lines is different. Look, I told you yesterday. These are the two lines. Now, here is the angle theta. Here is also the angle theta. The angle is the same, but they are more separated from each other. If I take, यहाँ देखो बेटा, मैंने एक एरिया ये ले लिया, ठीक. अब इस एरिया को अगर मैं मूव करके ला रहा हूं, देखो, तो इसी एरिया में अब नंबर ऑफ रेज कम जा रही है. जैसे जैसे पास आऊंगा नंबर ऑफ रेज बढ़ती चली जाएंगी. सेम थिंग इज हैपनिंग हियर. Look, if I go away, the number of rays get decreased in this particular area. So, just a minute. Now see, if I'm drawing an area, this is the area. Now you see this area here. ये देखो, यहाँ पर नंबर ऑफ रेज देखिए कितनी सारी हैं, अभी दिखाई दे रहा है आपको रेड स्क्वायर के अंदर. I start moving it away. The number of rays get decreased as we go away from the source of light. This is what happens. Why the luminous intensity decreases when the distance increases? Because the rays get scattered in the outward direction. They move away from each other because with the distance, the separation between the rays get moved. I think I am clear to you. अब देखिए यहाँ पे ये सोर्स ऑफ लाइट है, इसी के अंदर सब आ रहा है. इट डिपेंड्स हम कितनी दूर लेके जा रहे हैं इसको. द कैंडल इज द ल्यूमिनस इंटेंसिटी in a given direction of a source that emits monochromatic radiation of frequency 540 into 10 to the power 12 hertz, and that has a radiate intensity in a direction of 1 upon 1683 watts per steradian. ज्यादा डिटेल में जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. जितने भी आप बल्ब ले जाते हैं उस पर ल्यूमन लिखा रहता है, इतने ल्यूमन इंटेंसिटी है, इतना कैंडेला इसका सोर्स से दूर पे लाइट बनता है. तो दिस इज हाउ वी कैलकुलेट the intensity of the light, and it is the fundamental unit of light, that is candela. ज्यादा डिटेल में नहीं जाऊंगा बेटा क्योंकि बहुत पूछा नहीं जाएगा, बस आपसे यही पूछते हैं what do you mean by candela. Now we come on the angle, that is radians. Angle is measured in radian. I told you the length of arc of a unit circle is numerically equal to the measurement of the radius in of the angle that it subtends. 1 radian is just 57.3 degrees. The length of an arc of a unit circle is numerically equal to the measurement in radians of the angle that it subtends. 1 radian is just, ये मैंने आपको पहले भी दिखाया था, देखो बेटा 1 radian. यहाँ पर फिर देखिए,
Excuse me, sir.
या बेटा
Sir, लाइट की स्पीड 3 into 10⁸ मीटर पर सेकेंड होती है, तो ल्यूमिनस कम कैसे हो जाती है जब हम दूर जाते हैं?
क्या बेटा, मैं समझा नहीं, दोबारा बोलो.
सर, जैसे आपने कहा था कि कैंडल से दूर होते होते रेज ज्यादा स्कैटर करती हैं.
स्कैटर नहीं करती बेटा. जैसे जैसे झाड़ू की सीखें होती है ना, पीछे से बंधी हुई हैं, आगे से खुलती चली जाती है।
ओके सर।
है ना, यहाँ पे स्पीड ऑफ लाइट से कोई लेना देना नहीं है। स्पीड ऑफ लाइट तो चाहे वो मोमबत्ती की लाइट हो या वो सन से लाइट आ रही हो, सबकी लाइट की स्पीड वैक्यूम में 3 × 10⁸ मीटर्स पर सेकेंड होती है।
ओके सर।
That is independent of the distance. The speed of light will remain the same. I am saying कि अगर लाइंस निकल रही हैं तो जैसे जैसे दूर जाएंगी तो वो फैलती चली जाएंगी। तो नंबर ऑफ रेज जो पास थी, अब जब हम नीचे लाते तो नंबर ऑफ रेज इंक्रीज कर जाती हैं, तो उनकी चमक बढ़ जाती है बेटा। मेरे ये कहने का मतलब,
ओके
ये
सर।
स्पीड ऑफ लाइट से नहीं कुछ मैं आपसे कह रहा हूँ।
ओके
इट
सर।
सिंपली मींस व्हेन वी मूव अवे फ्रॉम द सोर्स द नंबर ऑफ रेज रीचिंग टू ए पर्टिकुलर एरिया गेट लेस, एंड दैट इज द रीजन जब हम दूर लाइट चली जाती है गाड़ी से तो हमें दिखाई देना उससे कम हो जाता है। तो when the distance is less, the number of rays reaching to a particular area is more. So that is the reason the headlight of the cars will make you see up to a certain distance. उसके बाद नंबर ऑफ रेज कम हो जाएंगी, स्कैटर कर जाएंगी। लाइट तो उतनी जा रही है आगे, मगर वो फैल गई, तो फैलने से ज्यादा एरिया में पड़ रही है, उससे क्या होगा, उनकी चमक कम हो जाएगी, यानी वो ऑब्जेक्ट को उतना चमकाएंगी नहीं जितना कि पास से वो चमकाएंगी। ये मतलब है बेटा। ओके, नाउ लेट्स से तो स्पीड ऑफ लाइट से इसका कोई लेना देना नहीं मेरे बच्चे। स्पीड ऑफ लाइट तो हमेशा एक जैसी ही रहेगी। ठीक, चलिए आगे चलते हैं। नो भैया गुड मॉर्निंग। गुड मॉर्निंग। अभी क्लास में मैं थोड़ी देर में करता हूँ। नो लुक बेटा, this is, as I already told you, this is the radius r, this is also r, and this is the arc of a circle from here to here. If the arc length is equal to radius, as I told you, if this is equal to r, then the angle subtended by this much arc is 1 radian. ये मैं आपको पहले भी क्लियर कर चुका हूँ बेटा। और अगर ये सर्किल हम कंप्लीट कर लें इस तरीके से, तो इसके अंदर जो रेडियस है ऐसे करके अगर हम बनाएं, exactly they come 6.28 times. So it means 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, 5 hour, 6 hour, 7, 6.28 hours. It means it comes 6.28 times. So we can easily say, तभी बताएगा 2 pi r is equal to the circumference of a circle. 2 pi is equal to 6.28. So pi is equal to 3.14, or that is equal to 22/7. This is how the value of pi is we determine. Okay, so जो हमारे पुराने साइंटिस्ट थे या पुराने जो भी हमारे फिलोसफर थे, he found it, जब उन्होंने मेजर किया बार बार, उन्होंने क्या किया कि ड्रॉ ए सर्कल, ऐसे करके उन्होंने एक सर्किल बनाया बेटे। इस सर्किल के ऊपर उन्होंने क्या देखा, इस सर्किल पे उन्होंने क्या देखा कि अगर हम ऐसे करके, सॉरी, ड्रॉ ए सर्कल, उन्होंने बेटा क्या देखा, यहाँ क्या नोट किया कि इफ दिस इज द रेडियस आर, ये रेडियस इसका आर था, ये आर को मैंने आर के मान बराबर माना, ये आर, ये आर, ये आर, तो 1 आर, 1 आर, 1 आर, 1 आर, 1 आर, 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6 आर, और ये डिस्टेंस बढ़ गया 0.28 आर। So he measured the whole circumference and he found the circumference of the circle is 6.28 times the radius of the circle. अब समझ आया आपके कि what he found, the radius of the circle is 6.28 times whatsoever may be the radius. ये आप अपना बना के देखिएगा, उस पे धागा रख के देखिएगा, ऊपर स्केल के ऊपर मेजर करके देखिएगा, to your surprise it is, if you take 1 inch radius and you draw a circle, then you see, you put a wire over the circumference of the circle, you put a wire on the circumference of the circle, and measure the length of the wire. If the radius is 1 inch, then the length of the wire is 6.28 inches. So it shows that the circumference is 6.28 times more than the radius of the circle. So this is how the formula came, that is 2 pi r. R is the radius of the circle, 2 pi is 6.28 times. So it means 2 pi is equal to 6.28, or pi is equal to 6.28 upon 2, that is 3.14. And if you calculate, it is 22 by 7. So it is 22 by 7. So this is how the value of pi they derived. Okay. So सब चीज आपस में जुड़ी हुई है बेटा. So अब यहाँ पर कितने हमारे अगर देखा जाए कितने एंगल बनेंगे, 1 रेडियन, 2 रेडियन, 3 रेडियन, 4 रेडियन, 5 रेडियन, 6 रेडियन, 6.2 रेडियंस बनता है. तो वही उन्होंने फिर बाद में कैलकुलेट करके he told that is 2 pi is equal to 360 degree और pi is equal to 180 degree. अभी आएगा, देखो बेटा मैं दिखाता हूँ आपको इससे आगे. Now see, यहाँ देखो बेटा, here they measured the angle. ऐसे करके ऐसे मेजर किया जाता है बेटा एंगल. It is 360 degree. So 360 degree is equal to 2 pi radians. Radians में निकाला जाएगा बेटा. So what is pi? 360 upon 2, that is equal to 180 degree. Now look, this is 0 or 2 pi. Now if you see pi, this is the angle from here to here, that is equal to 180 degree. If you divide the pi by 2, so that is 180 by 2 means 90 degree. So 90 degree angle is equal to pi by 4. 180 degree angle is equal to pi by 2. And 360 degree angle is equal to 2 pi. So this is how you are writing in the trigonometric relations. Some trigonometric relations simply carries 60 degrees, 70 degrees, 60 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree. But if I want to write 45 degree, so 45 degree is equal to pi by 8. How come? Because pi by 4 is 90. And pi by 8 because divided both with the 2. So it is 90 by 2 is equal to 45. And pi by 4 into 2 means 8. So 45 degree is equal to pi by 8. So this is how you're writing trigonometric relations. So radians again is one of the fundamental unit which we use to measure the angle. Okay. Now आगे चलते बेटा, मैं आज इस टॉपिक को सम अप करना चाहता हूँ. I want to finish it off because I want to start the next chapter. Now look, here I have shown you this is 2 pi means one complete circle, that is equal to 360 degree. This is equal to 360 degree beta. This is equal to 360 degree. This is 180. I'll write it down. This is 360, 180. Now look, what they've shown here. This is pentagon. Pentagon means 5 sides. So what is the total internal angle of the pentagon? Okay, can you tell me why this is 2 pi by 5? Okay, this is like this. So it makes 5 equal angle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 360 upon 5. So what is this angle? 360 upon 5. And that is equal to 2 pi. Okay, now what is this angle? 2 pi upon 5. Because 360 is equal to 2 pi. And this whole angle is divided into 5 equal parts. So 2 pi by 5. This is how you calculate the angle. What is this angle? Why it is so? Now look, I told you the total internal angle of a pentagon is n minus 2 into 180. So n is 5, 5 minus 2 into 180 is equal to how much better? 3 into 180. 18 3 is 54, 540. So total angle of this pentagon is, if you add all these angles, that is equal to 540 degrees. Now divided by 5 because they all are equal. So divide by 5. So how much it comes? 51508. 108 upon it is 108 degree. Now you have to convert this 108 into pi. So you know the 360 degree is equal to 2 pi. Now 1 degree is equal to 2 pi by 360 and it is 108. So 108 degree is equal to 108 into 2 pi by 360. Got it? Now 2 से काट लीजिए 180 and how much you have to find? You have to just 36 से काट लीजिए 36 5s are 36 3s are. So 108 degree is equal to 3 pi by 5 and this is what they have written here. Okay, so you can calculate all these angles. One more thing is there. On Saturday I give you the a PDF file of whatsoever I taught to you in the PDF format. Okay, you just download it on your WhatsApp number and get it printed for your future references. You may consider them as your notes also. So I'll give you the whatsoever I taught you so far in the form of small slides that you can watch it at your home. Okay. Now let's come to the next topic. Time is running short. Steradian. So steradian is again a solid angle. Solid angle means when you're talking about a ball, a three-dimensional structure. Okay. In three-dimensional structure, as I told you earlier, in the case of circle, this is a circle. 1 radian is equal to the radius r. The arc which is equal to the radius r. But here, it is a solid angle. Solid angle means angle of a cone. कभी आपने आइसक्रीम खाई होगी कोन वाली तो उसमें जो वो एंगल बनता है दैट इज अ सॉलिड एंगल. एक जोकर की कैप देखी होगी आपने, एक आपने सड़कों पे रखे कोन देखे होंगे ऐसे, तो दिस इज अ सॉलिड एंगल. तो सॉलिड एंगल को कैसे निकालते हैं? वन स्टेरेडियन किसको कहते हैं? तो वन स्टेरेडियन इज दैट एरिया which is equal to the square of the radius. So if you cover the whole thing, so it is 12. अभी जस्ट मैं आपको दिखा देता हूं, मैं जल्दी क्लियर कर देता हूं. Sorry. No, a solid angle is a three-dimensional analog of a circular angle that relates a portion of the volume of a sphere to the surface area it is substance. If the area equals the sphere radius squared, the solid angle is 1 steradian. The whole surface of the sphere subtends an angle of 4 pi at the center. देखो बेटा, यहाँ पर 1 sphere is equal to 4 pi steradian, that is 12.57 steradian. अभी मैं आपको एक छोटा सा बस लेके बता देता हूँ. ये आपका एक सर्किल है. सर्किल मैंने आपको बताया था कि यदि हम एक रेडियस आर ड्रॉ करें और ये आर्क भी आर की है, दिस इज द आर्क फ्रॉम हियर टू हियर, so this angle is called 1 radian. But in the case of a solid body, just like ball, फुटबॉल में एक सेंटर होगा, उस सेंटर से हमने कोन्स बनाए और जो ऊपर सरफेस को वो कोन्स कवर करेंगे, अगर इसका एरिया इसके रेडियस के स्क्वायर के बराबर हो तो वो जो कोनिकल एंगल बनाएंगे जो उसको कवर करता है 1 रेडियस के स्क्वायर के एरिया को, दैट एंगल इज कॉल्ड 1 स्टेरेडियन. तो अगर मैं इस तरीके से लूं, तो अगर आर स्क्वायर का एरिया लूं तो उन्होंने क्या काउंट किया कि 12.57 टाइम्स इस एरिया को अगर हम लगा दें तो पूरी बॉल कवर हो जाती है. जैसे 6.28 टाइम्स अगर हम यहाँ पे लगा दें रेडियस को तो पूरा सर्कल कवर हो जाता है. उन द सेम वे इफ यू पुट आर स्क्वायर, द रेडियस के स्क्वायर को अगर हम 12.57 टाइम्स ज्यादा मल्टीप्लाई कर दें तो इट मेक्स द कंप्लीट सरफेस एरिया ऑफ द बॉल. सो 1 स्टेरेडियन इज इक्वल टू 1 स्फीयर इज इक्वल टू 12.57 स्टेरेडियन. बस इतना याद रख लीजिएगा, बहुत ज्यादा नहीं पूछा जाता, कहीं एग्जाम में नहीं आएगा, डोंट वरी अबाउट इट. जस्ट आपको बताने के लिए मैंने इतना किया है. आगे चलते हैं बेटा. डेराइव्ड यूनिट. Derived unit is a SI unit of measurement comprising of the combination of 7 base units. तो अभी 7 बेस यूनिट में आपको करा चुका हूँ सारी. कैंडेला हो गया, मीटर, किलोग्राम, सेकंड, ये सब आ गया बेटा. बस मैं 10 मिनट और लूंगा, अभी नहीं होके दे रहा, बहुत लंबा हो जाता है. The derived unit is the SI unit of measurement comprising of a combination of 7 base units, just like area. Area is length into length. What the area means? Area is equal to length into breadth. Length is measured in meter. Breadth is also measured in meter. So it is meter square. Okay. Volume. Volume is the length into breadth into height. That is meter into meter into meter. The unit will become meter cube. In the same way, force. Force is equal to. चलिए मैं लिख लेता हूँ, पहले दिखा देता हूँ. Look, force. Force is mass into acceleration. Mass is kilogram. Acceleration is meter per second square. So the unit of force is derived from the three basic units, kilogram, meter, and second. In the same way, pressure. Pressure is equal to force upon area. What is force? Kilogram meter per second square, and area is meter square. So it is kilogram meter. It is kilogram meter से meter कट गया, meter second square. Okay. So this is how you're writing it here. Pressure. Density. Density is equal to mass upon volume. Mass is kilogram, volume is meter cube. So you're writing kilogram per meter cube. Okay. In the same way, work, energy, amount of heat, m square kilogram per second square. कैसे? 1/2 mv square is the kinetic energy. Mass is in kilogram, velocity is in meter square upon second square. But because it is written in square, so the unit comes kilogram meter square second पे power -2. This is how you derive a unit. Okay. आपको क्लियर है बेटा? दोबारा समझाऊं? ईशान क्लियर है आपको बेटा?
यस सर.
ओके. नो आगे चलते हैं बेटा. पावर के लिए इसी तरीके आ जाएगा. एनर्जी पर टाइम, तो टाइम का फिर करेंगे तो s की पावर -3 आ जाएगा. चलिए मैं बाद में आपको दोबारा से करा दूंगा. ये बेटा रूल्स है, इनको ध्यान से सुनना है, ये ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है. सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट इस चैप्टर में यही आएंगे. एंड दैट मेक्स यू इंटेलिजेंट एंड ए फूल इफ यू प्रेजेंट इन योरसेल्फ इन फ्रंट ऑफ एनीबॉडी. लोग यहाँ बड़ी गलती करते हैं बेटे. सबसे पहले, स्मॉल लेटर्स आर यूज्ड एज अ सिंबल फॉर यूनिट नॉट डेराइव्ड फ्रॉम ए प्रॉपर नेम. जैसे कि मीटर को m लिखा गया, तो m तो पहला ले लिया गया, मगर किलोग्राम में KI नहीं लिखा, इट इज kg. सो जरूरी नहीं है कि प्रॉपर नेम से उसको डेराइव किया गया. गॉट माय पॉइंट? तो इट मे बी द फर्स्ट कैरेक्टर ऑफ दैट नेम और इट मे बी कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ डिफरेंट कैरेक्टर्स. तो ये याद रखिएगा, जिसकी जो यूनिट है वो ही रहेगी. मास को हम किलोग्राम में मेजर करते हैं तो इट इज kg. ओके. नेक्स्ट, no full stop or other punctuation mark should be used within or at the end of symbol. For example, 50 meter and not as 50 meter के बाद dot लगा दिया. This is wrong. Okay. So you cannot put a full stop, a punctuation mark after the unit. No full stop or other punctuation mark, comma नहीं लगा सकते, semicolon नहीं लगा सकते, full stop नहीं लगा सकते. So you have to write simply 50 meter length. उसके बाद लगा दीजिए. मगर 50 मीटर के बाद में फुल स्टॉप या कॉमा नहीं लगेगा. The symbol of unit do not take plural form. For example, it is 10 kg, not as 10 kilograms. Got it? It is not kgs, क्योंकि S stands for second, so you may get misinterpreted with kilogram second. So it is always, you have to use plural form, not plural form, singular form. So it is kg, not kilograms, kgs. Got my point? तो बेटा ये बेसिक होता है जो बता देता है, पढ़े लिखे हो या बेवकूफ हो, कि कहीं आपने लिखा इट इज 10 kilograms ऑफ मैंगो. नो, it is 10 kg of mango. Next, when temperature is expressed in Kelvin, the degree sign is omitted. You cannot say 100 degree Kelvin. No, it is 100 Kelvin. But when you use centigrade, then you have to write degree centigrade. 36.8 degrees centigrade is the temperature of human body. Got it? For example, 273 Kelvin, not as 273 degree Kelvin, is if expressed in Celsius scale, degree sign is to be included. For example, 100 degree centigrade, not 100 centigrade. So कुछ जगह हैं जो उनके नियम है बेटा, उसको फॉलो करना. हम नियमों के हिसाब से चलेंगे, हम नियमों को फॉलो करेंगे. देयर इज नो इफ एंड बट. ओके, नाउ आगे देख लेते हैं. द यूनिट नेम आफ्टर साइंटिस्ट आर नॉट रिटन विद a capital initial letter. For example, Newton. You will not write capital N. I'll give you an example. चलिए इससे अगला देख लीजिए. And when you're writing only the abbreviation of for that word, then you are writing a capital word. I'll let you know. कैसे? देखो, if I say a force of 100 Newton, it's fine. It is 100 Newton. Got it? अगर मैं खाली n लिख रहा हूं तो it is 100 n, capital N. But if I am writing, दोबारा देख लीजिए. If I say 100 Newton, it is fine. 100 Newton. देखिए यहां अगर अकेला लिख रहा हूं तो कैपिटल एन लिखूंगा, और अगर मैं अकेला नहीं लिख रहा, नाम लिख रहा हूं, तो मैं न्यूटन स्मॉल में ही लिखूंगा. अंतर समझ आ गया सबके? तो दिस शुड बी टेकन केयर कि द यूनिट नेम्ड आफ्टर द साइंटिस्ट आर नॉट रिटन with a capital initial letter. For example, Newton, Henry, Watt. But if you say my bulb is of 100 watt, so you have to write capital W, or 100 watts. It is S नहीं आएगा, 100 watt only. Again, look, it is 100 watt. Got it? Plural form में use नहीं करेंगे यूनिट को. It is 100 watt. Clear? आगे चलते हैं. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है बेटा. Use of symbol solid S is recommended only for indicating a division of one unit letter unit symbol by another unit symbol. Not more than one solid S is used. For example, ये आपके बिल्कुल समझ नहीं आए हो. I'll let you know. देखो बेटा, कहीं लिखा है मीटर सेकेंड टू द पावर -1, so it can be written as meter per second. Correct. If it is written joule per kilogram mole, so it is upon kilogram mole, so you can write joule kilogram minus, sorry, Kelvin -1 mole -1. So raised to the power -1 simply means it is 1 upon. Okay. Now the third thing is, which is written here, which is very important. Okay. जैसे अभी इन्होंने बोला ना कि जूल पर किलोग्राम पर केल्विन मोल, so that can be written as joule k to the power -1 mole to the power -1. It should not be written as j. So ये दो आपका जो दिखाया गया इसमें, ये जो चीज दिखाई गई है, ये दो बार यूज नहीं कर सकते, ये गलत हो जाएगा. जूल पर केल्विन पर मोल नहीं लिखा जाएगा, इट इज जूल पर केल्विन मोल. सो बहुत छोटी छोटी बातें जो बता देते हैं कि आपकी पकड़ कैसी है बेटा सब्जेक्ट के ऊपर। जब आप कहीं अगर किसी अच्छे टीचर के पास फंस गए तो ही विल मेक आउट कि आपके बेसिक्स कितने क्लियर है। न्यूमेरिकल वैल्यू ऑफ द फिजिकल क्वांटिटी शुड बी एक्सप्रेस्ड इन साइंटिफिक नोटेशन। For example, density of mercury is 1.36 in 10 to the power 4 kilogram per meter cube and not as 13,600 kilogram per meter cube. So whenever you write in the physics, it should be in the physical condition is scientific notation, 10 to the power or 1.36 in 10 to the power 4 kilogram per meter cube, or you can write 13.6 into 10 to the power 3 kilogram per meter cube. It simply means that the mercury is 13.6 times more heavier than, okay? So this is how you have to write it. आगे चलते हैं. Now, measurement of length or distance. Different methods are used. This is the eco method. You know what is the velocity of what do you mean of velocity, or what is the speed? What do you mean of speed? It is distance upon time. Speed is equal to distance upon time. Got it? Now look.
Echo method of determination of speed of sound. The echo method
This is the eco method.
can be used for determining the echo method of determination of speed of sound. Echo method of determination of speed of sound. The echo method can be used for determining the speed of sound in air. A
You know
cannon
what the
is
eco method
mounted
means?
and fired in front
Yeah.
of a vertical cliff, which is at an
Sound is
appreciable
not great.
distance d
Anyways.
away from the cannon.
चलिए मैं आपको
When
बता
the
देता हूँ
cannon
बेटा.
is fired, an
Eco method is
observer
the way
at the
of
same
measuring
place
long
starts a
distance.
stopwatch.
He
When
fired a
he
cannon
hears
from
the
here.
echo after
The
sound
sound
is
gets
reflected
reflected
from the
from
cliff,
this wall
the
and came back to
stopwatch
him
is
in
stopped
33 seconds.
and time t is
That is the time
noted.
interval. It
Sound
took 33
travels from
seconds.
cannon to
Okay.
cliff and
Now you
back.
know the speed of sound in air is how
Total
much?
distance traveled
How
by
much distance
sound
it traveled?
equals
It traveled the distance from here to here and coming from here to here. So the distance traveled is always double. पहले जा रही है फिर वापस आ रही है. So this is how the echo travels. First, it moved from, देखिए, it moved from here to here. फिर यहाँ से ये वापस आपके पास में आई. So it traveled double the distance. So the distance traveled is 2d, and the time taken is noted from here. And you know the speed of sound in air is 330 meters per second, or it may be 332 meter. Whatsoever given in the question, you take that. So the distance is equal to 330 into time upon the 2. So it is 115 into t. So you can easily calculate the distance of the wall or the obstruction from you. So this is called echo method. Okay, and this echo method is used in many of the physical phenomena. वो हम आपको बाद में बता देंगे. Now I want to make you see how the radar works. Radar is again on the echo method. Radar principle is again on the echo method. Now, see
Doppler radar is used extensively in weather forecasting, but have you ever wondered how it works?
Look, beta. This is the radar. It is emitting electromagnetic radiation. It is emitting an electromagnetic radiation. That radiation, when it strikes any object in between, it gets scattered, and few of the radiations come back to the same antenna. The receiver is there. The two type of equipment are there. One is the transmitter, another is the receiver. Transmitter generates pulse and receiver receives the reflected pulses. So the velocity of electromagnetic radiation is 3 lakh kilometer per second in vacuum. So you know the velocity of them, you know the time of impact and coming back. Just the same phenomena of your this thing eco method. What you're doing, you're just measuring the distance from here to there, and you can easily make out in which direction the aircraft is going, in which direction the body is coming back. And the same phenomena is used to measure the speed of car. Have you seen the policeman standing on the side of the road with some gun sort of a thing? They throw a emission on you, it comes back to them. With the help of them, they can easily calculate the velocity of your vehicle, and they penalize you by fining you with a definite amount in case if you're violating the laws. Okay, so this is how the radar works.
A radar emits radio waves from an antenna.
The radiations are
As they
coming,
strike
the object
objects
is
in the
there,
atmosphere,
it is reflected
the
back.
energy is scattered in all
There's audio
directions,
coming out of this.
with some of the energy reflected back to the radar. Early National Weather Service radars transmitted energy and listened for the return energy at the same time. However, a Doppler radar emits short bursts of radio waves called pulses. It then listens for the returned energy.
Is the audio visible to you or audible to you? You can hear the audio? Anyone of
Yes,
you?
sir.
Achha, audio is there, beta. Okay. Now listen.
It can detect movement of targets as well as their position. Doppler radar pulses
तो बेटा आप लोग देख रहे हैं यहाँ से पल्स गई टकरा के वापस आती है. This is the basic principle of radar. And you know from where we inspired to make a radar? From bats. Bat जो होते हैं आपके चमगादड़ जिनको कहते हैं, they find their way with the help of radiations emitted from their mouth, and they receive the emission, the sound waves back to their ears, and they can easily make out where the object or where the obstacle is. So they can easily make out at what distance the obstacle is and how far they have to turn and how they have to make the approach. Okay, this is what the basic principle of radar works. Now look more.
Have an average transmitted power of 450,000 watts. In comparison, your typical microwave oven generates only about 1,000 watts of power. However, each pulse lasts only a fraction of a second.
Earlier the radar, they transmit a too high power, but this power is for micro and microseconds. So उससे क्या होता है बेटा, बहुत थोड़े समय के लिए पल्स चाहिए होती, पावर चाहिए होती है, then it goes and strikes and comes back. तो जितने भी हमारे रेडार्स होते हैं, जितने भी आर्मी के, नेवी के, कहीं के भी रेडार्स हैं, they work on the same phenomenon. Okay, now.
Therefore, the total time the radar is actually transmitting each hour is a little over 7 seconds.
Now let's work on the sonar. Sonar is sound navigation and ranging method. This is how the sonar works. Okay, sonar is used to measure the distances in water, in the liquid. So how it works? Just listen.
Sonar. Sonar stands for sound navigation and ranging. It is a device which uses ultrasonic waves to measure the distance, direction, and speed of underwater objects and helps mariners to investigate the nature, size, and location of the object so that potential threat to the vessel is identified and overcome. How does it work? Sonar has a transmitter and a receiver which are installed at the bottom of the ship.
देखो बेटा, जो ट्रांसमीटर होता है, जैसे आप टीवी के ऊपर चैनल्स देखते हैं या आप रेडियो पे अपना एक म्यूजिक सुनते हैं, सो ट्रांसमीटर इज दैट प्लेस जहां से उसको एमिट किया जा रहा है, एंड यू हैव ए रिसीवर. You don't have a transmitter, it is a receiver. But in your mobile phone, if you see the mobile phone, it carries both the receiver and the transmitter. When your signal is sent to somebody, it is transmitted. When you receive a signal, it is the receiver. So it works both as a receiver as well as a transmitter. So there are the two things. One transmits, which sends the signal, one receives, who accepts the signal. So the both things are there on the ship vessel also. Now see, how they work.
The ultrasonic waves transmitted by transmitter travel underwater and get reflected back from obstacles. The detector receives the signal and converts it to electric signal. A computer forms image of the obstacle and displays it on a monitor. It also calculates distance of the object using this formula. Distance.
Now again, the distance is equal to speed into time upon 2. We are dividing by 2 because it is about the distance going and coming back. So that is the reason we are dividing it by 2, because the distance covered is double. पहले जा रहा है फिर आ रहा है, बस हमें तो दूरी नापनी है ना कि हमसे कितना दूर है. तो हमसे कितना दूर है तो हमें एक तरफ का डिस्टेंस चाहिए, तो इसलिए हम इसको डिवाइडेड बाय 2 कर रहे हैं.
Is equal to speed into time upon 2. Speed is equal to speed of sound in saline water.
The speed of sound in saline water is 1530 meters per second, whereas in the air it is 332 meters per second. So sound travels almost 5 times more in saline water. Saline means salt water. The sea water is salt water. It contains 35 grams of salt in per liter of water approximately. So this is why it is called saline water. So the speed of sound in saline water is 1530 meters per second, whereas in the air it is 332 meters per second. Okay.
Equal to 1530 meters per second. This method is called echo ranging. The sonar technique is installed in every ship to determine the depth of the sea and to locate underwater hills, valleys, submarines, icebergs, and sunken ships, etc., to avoid a disaster.
Got it? तो बेटा थोड़ा सा मेरा एक दो चीज और रह गई है, मैं आपको कल कराऊंगा, टाइम बहुत हो गया. It's quite exhausting. 1.5 घंटा हो गया, पता ही नहीं चला. It is more than normal. So beta, in case you find any problem, you can ask me tomorrow. You can ask any question from anywhere, जो भी आपके मन में होता है बेटा. और I try to explain you the few concepts here. थोड़ा समझाने में दिक्कत रहती है बेटा, because numericals are very easy, but to make you understand a concept is again very typical thing. In case if you find any problem, you're always welcome. You can ask me tomorrow, or whenever you find any time, you can ask me. Okay. And I hope the things are clear to you. Any question, beta?
No, sir.
So see you tomorrow. Bye bye. Good day. Enjoy your
Thank
day.
you, sir.
Okay, beta. Bye bye.